America, God bless America, the home of the free and the brave. We all stand together, united forever. Let the red, white, and blue ever wave. Let freedom ring, let freedom ring from the mountain to the shore. With hearts in our hand, united we stand. Let freedom ring evermore. God bless America. God bless America, the home of the free and the brave. We all stand together, united forever. Let the red, white, and blue ever wave. Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring from the mountain to the shore. With hearts in our hands, united we stand. Let freedom ring evermore. Let it ring. Let freedom
And welcome to Dialogue, listeners, on a partly cloudy Friday morning. Good morning, listeners out there. Let's see, I'd have to say, partly cloudy. Flag on a flagpole in front of the courthouse, barely moving. Barely moving. Not much stirring out there, but it's going to get a little bit more windy during the day, and of course, rain is in sight for tonight. Weather this morning when I got up is probably a little warmer right now. It was 52 degrees. Humidity was 86%. Winds, as I said, calm. Barometric pressure is 30.12 and dropping. Air, for you people with breathing problems, air quality is good. Sunrise this morning at 6:33. Sunset today, 5:55. That's 2 minutes more daylight than we had yesterday. How about that? Days are getting longer. The forecast, of course, is for east-southeast winds throughout the day, 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming partly cloudy to cloudy this afternoon with a high of 74 degrees. And, of course, cloudy tonight with 60% chance of rain and thunderstorms, and rain on and off throughout the weekend. Doggone, the sun don't shine, I don't shine. Gibbons, good morning and welcome to Dialogue.
Good morning, Gene Richard. I can't believe that you're back again.
Yeah, we're back and glad to be back.
Lost 35 pounds and
no, I lost 20. Not the wish. I wish it was 35.
You're looking good. It's wonderful to be back, and KTIB has just been marvelous. The music is. I love the music. You know me. I'm an oldie. You know.
So am I.
You're not even over 50 yet.
Yeah.
I found an old thing out in my tidbits thing. It says Gene Richard of Dialogue fame and a member of the staff chamber, KTIB, recently celebrated his 58th birthday and got so many calls the phone was smoking.
That was 2 years ago.
I told him tidbits had determined there were 800 million people in the world who are 58 years old.
Speaking of birthdays, hold on a second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got my calendar out. It's my son-in-law's birthday today. I think it is before I go open my mouth. Wait up. Let me get my calendar. It's today the 23rd. Yeah, Chris Jackson. Happy birthday. My son-in-law married to my daughter Miriam. They got one son, William. They moved back from New Orleans, matter of fact, live in Sugar Ridge.
Good.
Yeah, got out, I believe it or not.
Katrina got them away?
No, let me tell you, they got lucky. They lived in Lakeview in the area, and I think June or July before Katrina hit, decided to come back to town, and moved out of Lakeview and back in
I
Thibodaux,
see.
and I mean just in the nick of time
That's
because their
great.
house took about 8 feet of water.
Oh,
So
gosh.
very, very fortunate. Listeners, as you well know, please keep our veterans in your thoughts and in your prayers as you
Absolutely.
go about your daily routines, the ones in harm's way, especially those in Iraq and Afghanistan and Pakistan and anywhere in the world where these fine young men and women are fighting for our freedom and someone else's freedom. Please keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers. If you call me, I know my list is outdated. I still have it, by the way. I was looking through some old stuff when we were on a couple of 3-4 years ago. Still got my list, but I'm sure it's outdated. If you know of someone that is in harm's way, if you call me, we'll be happy to put their names on the air and pray for them every day. Birthdays and anniversaries, give us a call. Always looking to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. This is a good news station with good things happening, and birthdays are good things. The numbers, the business office, 447-6404, 447-6405. Direct lines into the dialogue room, 447-6409, 447-6410 here at Oldie 640 KTIB. And as I said earlier, got Gibbens Robichaux, Mr. Tidbits.
Man,
Let's see, historian, author, musician, TV personality. I mean, you have hit the big time.
I got so many people, and I'm riding a Mustang besides. But so many people have stopped for my autograph. They want me to run for governor. You know, I just can't take any of it. I'm not going back on it. And I'm not Anna Nicole's baby's father.
You're about the only one.
You're so crazy. You haven't lost anything.
Oh no.
How John Deere, all
I'm
right?
allowed to do it. As you get older, you're allowed to get
That's
a little
right.
crazy. People expect that of you.
Oh, I love your studio, though, man. You
Isn't it
really
great?
got it. Boy, that's
Isn't
fabulous.
it gorgeous? Yeah, we've been talking about it. Rock and Randall's here with me this morning. We've got a little computer problem, and we're going to get it squared away and get it all fixed up. But,
It'll
yeah,
take a little while.
program is coming back gradually. We
Yeah.
decided to go on. Linda, our boss, decided we go on the air with Dialogue, and Al caught it live in the
That's right.
afternoon. She brought Rock and Randall
I know,
back at
I'm
2 to
glad.
4. Johnny Jam's coming back on
Oh, he is?
Saturdays.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
we'll get it going and a little bit at a time and perfect it as we go in 2 to 4 months. 2 to 4 weeks, we should be back up 100%, and it's the new Oldies 640 KTIB.
Gene Richard will be here every morning. You
Absolutely.
can be sure of that.
Except when I'm out of town, and you and teacher Doc Paul Leslie will be subbing for me.
I enjoyed Lloyd in the Planners yesterday. Boy, he was something, huh?
Let me tell you, you realize how smart that man
Oh,
is?
he is.
You know?
Yeah. I love his book, and he's
Yeah.
doing such great work down in Haiti, and he's such a good deacon, you know. It's fabulous to have people like that.
You know, he's one of the, and of course, Lloyd and I I've been knowing Lloyd a long, long time. Me and his wife, Faye, and my wife went to Nichols together, and you could tell then he was a special person,
he
and
is,
so was Faye. And he and Faye, you meet very few people like that in a lifetime. You
You
could
do.
probably count them on both your hands, and of course, they're one of them. And
Yeah, right. That's
I'm
right.
so happy to know him and proud to know him because he's making such a difference.
I know.
And I love people that make a
He's
difference.
affected a lot of people.
Yeah.
Nationally, too.
Absolutely,
Nationally,
no
too.
question about it.
And your mayor, the mayor, we have a fantastic mayor, and he was just eloquent the other day. The things that are happening in Thibodaux in the last 2 years.
Yeah, unbelievable.
A 5-story motel coming.
That's right.
I do a remote from that, huh?
We could do that from the top.
From the top of the 5th floor. That's right.
I'm asking all my guests, I'm bringing back all the regulars, and I'm asking all of them as they come on, and I'm asking you, what happened to you in the last
Oh,
2 years? What's
God.
been going on in your life?
Well,
Bring our listeners up to snuff.
I'm still in Thibodaux. I went to what's the name of that place up there where all the old people sing? Branson, Missouri.
All the
Branson.
old people
See,
sing.
The traffic, I tell you, Gene, the traffic was unbelievable. We left at 9:30 to go to 10:30 Mass and never got there. But at 2 o'clock, we were still in the traffic.
You're kidding.
But I got to see Andy Williams. Man,
Wow.
my brother's going to be 78 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Al.
There you go.
Captain
Okay.
Al. And Andy Williams is 78 also. It was fabulous.
This got to be the birthday lady to call. Kathy Guidros is our birthday lady.
Oh, Kathy.
Michelle Boudreau, Sunday. Happy birthday. She works at Community Bank. Michelle, we hope you have a great day this coming Sunday. Thanks a lot, Kathy. I don't know how she does it. She must have a calendar just for birthdays. And again, happy birthday to my son-in-law, Chris Jackson, probably on his way to work in New Orleans. He changed jobs, and he works for Cox now.
Oh, yeah?
Cox Sports, yeah.
And he's not giving his age.
Nah, I don't even know how old he is.
Well,
but anyway,
don't worry
important.
about that.
They're so young, it doesn't even matter at this
And
point.
how many grandchildren you have, Jim?
15.
15.
15,
God, that's
yeah.
terrific,
Yeah.
man. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we had. It looks like we were talking about it yesterday. It looks like 40 sometimes when they
Well,
come
you
to the
know,
house.
in my life, everything is exciting, especially if there's music and food around, you know. Music and food. And talking about food, gumbo, boy, in an hour.
That's right.
In less than an hour, the 18th year.
Better believe it. St. Joseph's, of course,
Right.
listeners, seafood gumbo today, and Monday at St. John's Episcopal, chicken and sausage gumbo. You know, Gib, and we got some stuff to talk about because I want to know what happened to you the last 2 years, but to go, as I was browsing through looking for good news, and there's lots of good news
Thank goodness,
in the area. You just got to look for it a little bit, you know? Sweet Sounds of American Composers will be accompanied by a sampling of sweet treats during the South Louisiana Community Orchestra annual food concert Sunday afternoon. The local all-string orchestra will present Foster and Fudge at 3 p.m. Sunday at Harvest Cathedral, 1224 Museum Drive in Houma. Tickets are $3 each through Saturday at Fabregas Music, 7821 Main Street in Houma, and $5 at the door. South Louisiana Community Orchestra. How about that? Isn't that something?
I'll string along with that.
You better believe it.
Violin.
You know,
What's more beautiful than violin?
Yep, I'd like to. You know, in fact, I'm going to get. That looks like it may be a Houma. Well, it's probably local based, but I'm going to call Al Carter. He can get these people on and do it from Houma Live from 4 to 5 o'clock. I'd love to hear that.
When is it again?
I think the concert is Sunday. Yeah, this Sunday at 3 p.m. at Harvest Cathedral. Yeah.
No NFL games on and nothing to stop people from going.
Let me tell you, the NFL could be on. I'd go to this first. I love good music. Local program wraps up Black History Month. The Lafourche Parish's NAACP plans to recognize African-American Lafourche Parish officials, business leaders, and others at 4 p.m. Sunday at Allen Chapel Baptist Church on LaGarde Street here in Thibodaux. Burnell Tolbert, NAACP president, said the organization has designated the event as a time to honor local unsung heroes and history makers. And there was an article, if I could find where I wrote it, about Tab Benoit. Tab, of course, was up for a Grammy nomination, and some of the work that he's doing with the coastal erosion and coastal restoration stuff, and how he stayed true to form and did not change colors and switch to country music, any other type of music. He kept to his local rhythm and blues, and has been very, very successful at it.
Music, the magic of the soul.
Another local guy makes good. How about that?
Jubilee's coming, and the Thibodaux Music Club is still going strong.
Yeah, I got him down for next month. They already called.
Talent, April 1st.
And then of course what is the spring deal at Nichols?
Jubilee.
Jubilee, yeah, that's coming up. Jazz Fest coming up in New Orleans.
I know.
One other thing, on the heels of its 85th anniversary, the Thibodaux Women's Club, 85 years old, is asking a broad question to local civic, religious, and business leaders in the hopes of getting specific answers that will benefit the community. The club, which celebrates its founding in April, is asking local leaders what they feel Thibodaux needs to improve on and to best serve its residents. That question and many others will be posed at the group's invitation-only Civic Leaders Forum at 7 p.m. on March the 7th.
So much going on, huh?
I mean, it is full. We could take a whole hour just what's going on in Thibodaux and the surrounding area. I guarantee you. Right. You know, we could have a community bulletin board. I think that would last an hour.
Since we saw you last, our beautiful cathedral, you flip when you see it. That's what I told the fella at LPV, and he flipped too. But it was completely redone. It was totally scaffolded. It was shut down for 4 months. Most people don't realize that. And they got me to go up to the top and touch the ceiling. I touched that ceiling of that cathedral.
How'd you get up there? On one of them sky lifts?
No, they had stairways. The scaffolding thing cost,
when it was built.
It cost $100,000 to put the scaffolding in.
Wow.
The whole thing was scaffolded with steps. And these men up there with fine brushes doing all that gold up there. But I got to touch St. Joseph up there on the ceiling.
Very top.
And the man that painted that is still living. He's 91 years old, and he runs this church restoration business. So, but we tried to get him to come down for the grand opening, but the reopening, reconsecration, whatever you want to call it. But lots of things happen, and of course, being associated with the church, we've had a lot of sad things with funerals of famous people that we know. You know, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But Norm Swana and Kevin Gobert, Emma Toops, Betty Marcella. Betty Marcella is the one that said, Thibodaux is, what's the slogan? You can't remember either. How old are you?
60.
Thibodaux, the city, wait for tomorrow, something like that. Anyway, she's the one that found it. And she's gone. and of course our friend Lloyd Wallace. Every time I played the music, Lloyd Wallace was there. Boy, he loved music. He'd tap his foot and
Boy, I tell you, and of course it's funny you mentioned his name because we were just talking about the leaders in the NAACP celebrating Black History Month. What a leader in this area, and what a community and a civic-minded
and
guy.
always smiling like
absolutely,
you.
absolutely.
That's fabulous.
It takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown.
Yeah,
it does.
You researched that?
Laddie Duplantis told me that.
Yeah,
yep.
he knows everything.
He knows everything. That's right.
I think Jesus smiled a lot. Despite those 12 men he had with him, he smiled a lot. But they were all over 58, by the way.
See that? Yeah. Life begins at 60. I'm telling you. I can't wait to be 70.
I think his friend John there was probably 32 or something like that. How do we know that?
I don't know. By history people like yourself, 2,000 years ago, they took the time to write it down. That's how we got it.
That's right. Emma Toops was 100 years old a few months ago. She's died since then.
Yeah.
There's Emma Toops. I wrote her a poem and I put down how many days she had lived, like 36,000 days or something.
That's a lot of days. Got some authors in the community too. Since June Shaw published a book.
June Shaw and Ann Armstrong.
And Armstrong Peltier published a book. Yeah, both of them. In fact, I'd like to get both of them on and do a show one day. That would be awesome. Local people doing good.
Ann's book, along with Carol Pierce, our good friend and active chamber member, put that together, and the cover's just beautiful. People, talk about reading with music in the background, like a CD by Gibbens Robichaux.
That would go.
Since I saw you last, I made 2 CDs.
You did?
One with popular music of the oldies, and one with religious music.
Are they selling?
All available at Helping Music.
Are they selling?
Oh yeah, 80 of them already.
Come on.
And I couldn't say that on LPV Sunday, but I would like to have.
You need to bring us some complimentary copies. We'll play them here.
Yeah, sure, that's right. Yeah,
we can do that.
I might do that.
How about my girl, K.C. Meyer?
Oh, I emailed her yesterday.
You did? I haven't heard from her in a while.
No, I don't know. She's a great athlete, too. She's on an international volleyball team.
What?
Yeah, our basketball team, I think. Oldies, older people, senior citizen, a national basketball team.
Wow.
She does everything. And she sings and makes a beautiful tape. But that entrance to your show just tore me up. I got on the internet and wrote her that. I expected to walk in here one day, so look out.
Yeah.
Well, you want to have her.
Doesn't she normally come see y'all once a year?
Well,
you and Mr. Hoffman?
Around the July
4th of July. Yeah, she usually makes a swing. Great.
All right.
We had her on the show a 3 years back. Well, about 3 or 4 years back, right after 9/11 when she wrote the song.
Yeah.
And fortunate enough to have her here for a show. She's a great person.
Well, Raul Prado did a band arrangement of it,
Uh-huh.
and she sang it at the Civic Center, if you remember, with the community band, which is still going strong. But unfortunately, the Bayou Dixieland band has kind of faded out. We lost a couple of them, A couple of them faded out. But knowing Ted Hoffman, he'll have the...
Oh, it'll get revived, yeah.
Oh, they made 2 CDs, they're fabulous.
I think what happens is, that it's kind of like a wave. Things come and go,
That's
I'm sure there'll be a resurgence of the Bayou Community Land
But
Band.
Calvin Bourgeois, the piano player, was unbelievable. Never had a lesson in his life. Could play any song in any key you wanted to. And he told him one time, when I stop playing the piano, I'm going to die.
He wasn't lying. He was true to his word. Listeners, it is now 7:18. I don't know if our computer's working or not, but at least we got a clock that's working. It's 7:18. We're going to take a short break. Pour yourself another cup of coffee. We'll be right back here at Oldie 640 KTIB.
KTIB Thibodaux, Houma, and Morgan City is AM 640, a Gap Broadcasting Company radio station.
Welcome back, listeners. It's 7:22 here in the studios at Oldie 640 KTIB. I'm looking at the computer. The clock's right here. You got a computer clock.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, set to the satellite and all that good stuff.
Exact
so it's
a minute and a second.
Got atomic stuff in Boulder, Colorado, or whatever it is. But anyway, welcome back. The phone lines 447-6409, 447-6410 here at the new Oldie 640. Happy birthday to Michelle Boudreau, it's her birthday Sunday. She works at Community Bank. Happy birthday, Michelle, and happy birthday to my son-in-law, Chris Jackson, who's on his way to work. Chris, be careful driving to work this morning, and we'll try to get together over the weekend and celebrate your birthday properly. So happy birthday to those two. No anniversaries this morning. Anybody knows of any, give us a call. We'll be happy to put them on the air. Got in the house, one of my favorites, a good friend. I don't want to say, I can't say old friend, long-time friend.
I know, yeah, I know she didn't say that. That's great.
Long-time friend, Gibbens Robichaux. Welcome back,
Always the day
Gibbons.
after Tidbits comes out on the paper, huh?
You're right.
And don't forget Captain Al Robichaux's birthday tomorrow.
78.
Got 9 great kids, and we go to visit him all the time.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday. Arthur Copeland died.
Yeah, right.
86 years old. Where they said that he started in Leon Block's store before he built Arthur Copeland's. Where was that store?
Well, with Joanne's help yesterday, on the corner was Jake's. Remember Jake's?
Meet you at the clock at Jake's.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's right. And that was in the early 40s, I think. And then Clyde had a small little jewelry store next door. Very narrow, maybe 12 feet. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
You know, I showed you how old you are.
No, the first Clyde store I remember was not the one that's there now, but it was on the corner of that same shopping center.
Same shopping center.
Yeah.
And next to Clyde's was Leon Block's.
That was it? Okay.
That wasn't a furniture store. That's down here. That's Ferd's place, remember?
That was on the corner. The furniture store was on the corner.
And Richard's Variety in the middle.
That's
Jake's,
right.
Clyde's, Leon Block's, Richard's Variety, 5 and 10 cent store.
Dime store.
and of course, we're going to go down the street later on, next time I come, okay? And of course, this side was Rose Drug Store and all Ellis Bro. We're in the first block.
That's right. That's right. I remember that. I remember we had two dime stores, Richards and Ben Franklin's.
Yeah, Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin's store back at the church.
I love to go to Ben Franklin, huh?
There were really 5 and dime stores back then.
Right, that's right. You could buy something for a nickel, huh? When's the last time you bought something for a nickel?
Been many, many moons ago.
I can't remember what you could buy now for a nickel. Maybe 1 nickel.
You could buy a little piece of candy.
Yeah, a little piece of candy.
Yeah, they're still...
At Percy's, before we went to the Grand Theater, remember in those days? Buy a big old bag of candy for a nickel or 10 cents. Oh,
I don't remember going to Percy's when I was a kid, but I remember the Grand Theater.
So
you had the Grand and the Baby Grand.
So next year you're going to be...
61. This year, I'll be 61 in October.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I'm getting there.
I didn't know that.
I'm going to catch you up in a couple of years.
Oh, no, you'll never catch me. But people are living longer, you know, they talk about...
Absolutely.
They talk about the medicine, the things that are killing people young and all that. But the age expectancy for a man is almost 77, I believe. It used to be 47.
That's right.
It's amazing.
If I'd have known I'd have lived this long, I'd have took better care of myself along the way.
if Lord LaPlante would have been around 50 years ago, we'd all be 100 years old.
I bought my apple cider vinegar yesterday, and I'm taking it 3 times a day.
I love this thing about sour stomach, George. Just take some of that vinegar, boy.
Yeah, we're going to see. I'm going to try it. For sure, he ain't going to tell me anything that'll hurt me.
Well, the Lord provided us all those kind of healing things, you know? That's right, and that's part of it.
Tidbits, Insights, how long you been doing that?
Oh, 9 years.
9 years.
Almost 10 years. It came out yesterday.
Yeah, where do you get the ideas for what you do?
Well,
I mean, you come...
like you do, well, as you know, each day you hear things, and I read a lot of history of Thibodeau and everything. But I love funny things, and I love odd things, you know, like how many days Emma Toops lived, you know.
Yeah.
32,000. When Joe Cherry died, I figured he had gone to Mass 5,000 times and stuff like that, you know. But that's what Tidbits is about.
That's right.
Little things that don't sound important, but all of a sudden they are important, you know, what they mean.
And you've been doing that column for 9 years.
Yeah.
You must spend, you know, I read some of your emails. You must spend an extraordinary amount of time on a computer.
I do. I love to write. I'm writing another novel. I had a children's novel published about 40 years ago, you know.
You're kidding.
Called The Hinkety Dinkety Club.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when my brother and I were at the big house, and 10 and 12 years old, we started a club called the Hinkety Dinkety Club. And some of them, Herb Toops, Willie Toops, some of those people are still alive.
They were members?
Yeah, they were members. And Boatner and Evans Howell, you remember the name Howell?
Yes.
Boatner Howell died recently. His daddy was one of the men that ran into the church down and saved St. Valerie. When the church
burnt?
1918, of course the fire department got there with 2 pumps, you know, trying to pump water out of the bayou. That's all they had, you know. And he ran in there with some other men. I guess he was a fireman. And they carried St. Valerie out and saved her. And the Blessed Sacrament and a few other things, but that beautiful church was gone. And at the Stations of the Cross, the Iron Stations of the Cross, sat behind the old burnout church in the Calvary section back there for years, till 1940, I think, when Daddy and Harvey Pelche got him to go to Manresa, brought him to Manresa. So the Iron Stations of the Cross are at Manresa right now. And that's how, it's beautiful, just beautiful.
Is that where that came from?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I'm going Sunday.
This is your week. This is your weekend.
Yeah. I used to go with the Thibodeau group, but the Saturdays had weddings and stuff. So
okay.
I switched to a group from New Orleans, and I go the first Sunday in Lent.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful place, and what a refuge it was for the people coming out of New Orleans. You realize it's like a hotel.
That's right.
All of the men that had to run from New Orleans for Katrina were able to stay there.
That's right.
Because they can house 100 men, you know.
Yep. And of course we go the last weekend in June, and just definitely looking forward to it.
That's right.
Getting back to the church, when it burnt, I remember. I don't know if it was you. We did we do a show about that? Somebody had a picture. I mean, it burnt.
Oh yeah.
There was nothing left. But
it was one of the most beautiful churches with a carved pulpit, hand-carved pulpit, and all that was destroyed. And Professor Scholl, who was the organist there for 50 years, he was the organist there. I'm 40,
well, you've been there.
43.
Yeah, with about 30 years experience.
Experience. And poor thing, he had some of his own manuscripts. His daughter ran up there. Both of his daughters were organists, and they took his place after he died.
Mm-hmm.
But he ran up there, and when he went up there and saw what was left of his manuscripts in the outcry loft, he just devastated. He just cried, and 2 or 3 weeks later, he died.
You know, here's an example of here's an example of something that was destroyed, came back bigger and more beautiful than ever. The church is still a historic landmark and one of the drawing points of tourism in this area.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and it just goes to show you what can be done out of devastation.
That's right.
People back then got together, rebuilt it. You know, made it whole again, made it new again, and
you know who built it, huh? Robichaux.
Yeah.
Joe Robichaux. I got a cute story about Joe Robichaux.
Before we go, we just got another, before you start that, just got another birthday call. One of my distant cousins, Yaki Bernard, is 80 years old.
Yaki Bernard.
Do you know Yaki's real name? What's his first name?
Raul.
You got it. You know it.
He's my backdoor neighbor, you know.
That's right. He sure is.
His kids and my kids played together in the backyard, in the Robichaux backyard for years. Oh, I love Yaki. And he can cook.
Yeah.
And his sweet wife and great kids, I tell you.
Happy birthday, Yaki. Hope you have many, many more. Today, 80 years old.
That's great. You and I would
Your
sing.
backdoor neighbor.
But it's too early to sing.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody wants to hear us sing, believe me. You maybe, but not me.
But I got to tell you about
I can't carry a tune in number 3 tub.
What time do you get up, Gene?
5:30.
5:30, golly. Talking about Joe Robichaux, who built the cathedral. Man, this is 1920 now, and the Archdiocese took bids on the cathedral. Well, he got the bid for $300,000. $300,000. He got $30,000 out of it. But when he got the
a lot of money back then.
Yeah, sure was. By the way, we figured that it would cost $17 million to build it.
Build it today?
Yeah, 400,000 bricks.
Wow.
Okay? I counted them.
You count?
No, some lady came one time and guessed it for me. But Joe Robichaux got the contract. Contract and got the building thing from, and he looked at it and he told somebody that foundation not wide enough for a building that size. He already thought about that. Man had no formal education in that, but he built the Grand Theater, the Lobdell building. He built all those things, and he added 13 feet of concrete on both sides. Probably
to the church.
20 feet of concrete on both sides. I remember in those days there was no big tractors and dredges and things to pick up. All that was done by 30 men. He brought the next day. 30 brick layers. And if you go there and look at the bricks and the mortar, it's the same way it was 83 years ago.
Good things last a long time.
That's right. Like you and me.
I hope you're right. One of these days I'm going to get old. You too.
No. I'm going
to be old when I'm 90.
When you laugh a lot and have music in your life, you don't get old.
I got both of that. I like music and I sure laugh a lot. Talk about another old building, Percy Lobdell.
Yeah, right.
There's another old building that's preserved.
That's right.
And just living a useful life again.
That's right.
Another building that had almost gone by the wayside. So I think the people in this area are very cognizant of the fact that These are treasures.
Treasures.
You know, and there's a big move underfoot that we always seem to preserve
Right.
the buildings that we need to preserve and
Well,
take
I think
care
we
of.
have people now that would do that.
Absolutely.
It's a shame that the old city hall that was ever
Yeah.
torn down, because that would have been a great place for the, for the mayor to be there right now.
You bet.
We used to have two jail cells in there, and the library was upstairs, and we had a city drunk called Tank Barn. And every Saturday night, remember the Andy Griffith show?
Yeah.
They put that guy in
the
jail
old
every
guy in
Sat-
jail.
Tank Barn was in that jail cell every Saturday night.
Tank Born was his name.
I guess he drank a tank of whiskey. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, they put him in the tank.
Yeah, they put him in the tank. That's
Whatever,
what it was.
yeah.
That's why they call him Tank Barn. Anyway, history is a wonderful thing. And Joe Robichaux finished that building in 3 years for $300,000.
Wow, unbelievable. Some of you, I saw you got a list of some of the businesses that were here many, many moons
Yeah,
ago
where did I put it?
and not here anymore. The sad part is I remember a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh, but, of course, we talked about the people on Jake's on Main Street.
Right.
Jake's and Clyde.
Yeah.
But of course, Clyde moved. By
Yeah.
the way, Clyde Dennis is doing all right. He's
Good.
He's bedridden, but his mind is good, and
Great.
he smiles all the time. He's doing fine.
Yeah, his business is still open.
I mean, Nolan's Supermarket and Narcan's Grocery, and these are all grocery stores.
Narcan's Grocery was on St. Mary's.
That's right.
Nolan's was on the corner on Jackson Street.
Where Salvation Army is.
Yeah, right there. That's right.
Right there. And the Little French Market?
I don't remember where was that.
Huh?
Little French Market. Was that on Main Street?
I was on Jackson, I believe.
I don't remember the Little French Market.
No, you're too young.
Uh,
St. Patrick Grocery must have been on St. Patrick.
Yeah.
Wholesale, Percy Labdell, KTIB-AM, and the theaters. We talk about theaters. Remember the Baby Grand?
Yeah, my mother used to work there.
Oh,
My
yeah,
mother
oh,
worked.
yeah.
Yes, my mother
Oh,
worked at the
okay.
Baby Grand. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. That was then it became Bell South. That was right by Jackson Street and St. Mary, right?
No,
right?
no. What you were talking about?
The Baby Grand. Yeah.
Oh, the Baby Grand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
But talking about that, anybody has a picture of the Baby Grand, Tidbits has been trying to find one for years because the
Put the
young
word
kids
out.
can't believe that we had
Yeah, we had a Grand, a Baby Grand, and a Dixie.
and it was amazing. I guess it was 25 cents to get in. That's where Joy and I went to our first movie. But it was...
That was your first date?
Yeah, first date. Walked from a house in Canal Street to Baby Grand Theater. And it was I think it was The Life of Chopin or something. I don't remember.
To my first date, I walked to the College Inn from my wife's house on LaGuard Street.
No kid walked to the College Inn. Boy, that's another. We could do a story on the College.
Oh, if them walls could talk.
Every time I pass that.
Yeah, what a...
Tidbits walked down the whole block one time, a couple of years ago. I put it in my column. I started up at the Holiday Inn, which is now the Ramada Inn, which was the convent.
Yep.
Mount Carmel
Yep,
Convent.
Mount Carmel Convent, right.
And talking about that, Billy Leday did a fabulous mural of the... Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I have.
Uh-huh. It's at St. Joseph's Church. It's a big one, 8 by 16 or something. And we've reduced it. Randy Ogeron and I have reduced it. It's on display at the Gumbo this morning.
Oh,
in
okay.
all different sizes, or individually. You
Mhm.
could frame it. You see the big one, you wouldn't want the big one, but you can buy a small one of of the whole thing or each individual church
Mhm.
or school. Because the history of education and religion in this area is just magnificent.
Oh, no question about it. You know, back in, of course, I missed most of that. I'm about 10, 15 years too young, but
Yeah.
back in the early days, just about every neighborhood or every 2 or 3 blocks had a grocery store.
That's right, that's right.
Had a corner grocery.
A corner grocery
Yeah.
store. Cal's grocery was our favorite, of course. You could
On
walk
St.
down
Charles,
there.
right.
It was on Menard for a while, and you could get po' boy for 10 cents. A nice big po' boy for 10 cents and a big shot root beer for a nickel. 16 or 20 ounces for a nickel.
So 15 cents, 20 cents you could eat.
And on Friday, there was banana and peanut butter. Couldn't have meat on Friday. No, you didn't meat on Friday.
right.
Banana and peanut butter po' boy. And of course now it looked like it was a foot long. I guess it was only a small
Regular
sandwich.
size.
But Mr. Cal, and she's still living, by the way.
Wow.
They moved it around the corner, down the street, St. Charles Street.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing there now. But she's still living, and she still remembers me when I walk in there. I play at the old folks' home. I played there yesterday. It's fabulous. People love that music. They might be sleeping when we start playing those old songs.
Wake up.
Ain't she sweet, 5'2", eyes of blue. I'll be down to get you in a taxi, honey. You remember that?
No,
No, you don't remember
I
that.
don't remember that. No.
You remember Pistol Packing Mama?
Oh,
Hey, that pistol down,
vaguely.
Dave.
Vaguely.
And when I go there, it starts off, I was drinking beer. I was drinking beer at the Thibodeau Health Center. Was I having fun? Then one night she caught me right, and now I'm on the run. Lay that pistol down. Well, anyway, they love those old songs. They come to life. When the music gets in your system, boy.
Absolutely, and there's something about music. It's just something about food and music, and Johnny Jam talks about it all the time on his show. It's kind of food for the soul.
It's good to have Johnny Jam back in town.
Yeah, it's good to he's living here now. It's good to have him back. Listeners, it's 7:37, almost 7:38. We're going to take a short break. Pour yourself another cup of coffee. We'll be right back here at Oldie 640 KTIB.
Which one is it?
KTIB, Thibodeau, Houma, and Morgan City is AM 640, a Gap Broadcasting Company radio station. AM 640.
It's the best station in the world. Best station in the world. Best station in the world.
KTIB, AM 640. AM 640. AM 640.
Welcome back, listeners. It's 7:42 here at the new Oldie 640 KTIB and Gibbens Robichaux. It flies when you're having fun, Gibbons.
Maybe one day you'll have a 2-hour show. That'd be great.
Oh man, yeah. When I retire.
When you retire.
20 years when I retire,
That's right.
we'll have a 2-hour show. I got to work till I'm 80.
You got to work till you're 80.
Absolutely. Happy birthday to Yaki Bernard, Gibbons' backdoor neighbor, who's 80 years old today. Listen to me, Captain Al Robichaux, be 78. Michelle Boudreau at the bank Sunday, happy birthday, and happy birthday to my son-in-law, Chris Jackson, who's on his way to work. So, yeah, listeners are coming back, starting to call with birthdays and anniversaries. Wow, the number is 447-6409, 447-6410 here at the new Oldie 640 KTIB. Just the program lineup that's coming. Listeners in the future, as I said, it's going to take a while. Our boss, Linda's putting it in place a little bit at a time, and when it's like a piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
And every so often she puts another piece to the puzzle, and the thing about the way she's doing it is when she lays the piece down, the puzzle fits. And it's ready to go, and we're trying to put a product out here that is a number one that the public can listen to, and KTIB is back full strength at 100%. Pretty soon we're going to be able to say, instead of taking a break, we're going to be able to say, we got to pay some bills.
That's right.
We got some advertisers coming on board here in the very near future.
I know, it takes a little while, but
it does.
Yeah.
Program line, of course, 7 to 8, yours truly for dialogue. 8 to 9 will be Louisiana Live. 9 to 11 will be Moon Griffant. 11 to 2, Rush Limbaugh. 2 to 4, Rockin' Randall. And I tell you, he's got a heck of a show. Heard Rockin' Randall last couple of days. 4 to 5, Al Carter Live. Listen to Al again yesterday. 5 to 6. We're going to do she wants to do some sort of drive home thing, trying to get maybe William Taylor to come in and do a sports show or something. But anyway, that will be the 5 to 6 slot. 6 to 9 will be Michael Savage. He makes Rush Limbaugh look like a choir boy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, God. He's
Mike
rough.
Savage.
He's good.
6 o'clock?
6 to 9,
okay.
yeah. And 9 to 6 is going to be a program called Coast to Coast on Saturday morning. We're going to have Johnny Jam with food and music, and we're going to have a Cajun home improvement show. And, of course, Friday night football will be back. There'll be some local sports back. Listeners, as we've said before, this is your station.
That's right.
This doesn't happen because of me in front of Mike, or Rockin' Randall in front of Mike, or Al Carter in front of Mike, or Linda. It happens with the people on the other side, people like Gibbons sitting there this morning, and the people out driving around and listening to us. This is what this radio station's all about. Right. So we're coming back. We're back, and it's local, local, local. We're going to do local news and local programming and local talent. And when we get done with that, we're going to find some local stuff to talk about.
That's great. We need people to call in.
Right, boss lady? Boss lady's in the house this morning.
Oh, look at her.
Cracking the whip bright and early on us, Kim.
Well, I've been waiting for the coffee.
So that's it.
Yet.
Listeners, just for your information, the business phones, we're just trying to, I know we are repetitive, but we want to get this stuff out there. We got to get it out there. The business lines are 447-6404. 447-6405. Notice the 640, 640.
I know that.
And the lines in the dialogue, 447-6409, 447-6410, and our fax line here is 447-6464. And my personal cell phone, if you'd like to talk to me about some topics or some subject, is 225-241-0390. You can call me anytime. I'm on that sucker 24/7, 365. Always happy to talk about our local radio station being back on the air. And the phone lines are ringing like crazy right now. What else going on, Gib?
KTIB, you know what that means, huh?
What?
Keeping Thibodeau in broadcasting.
You got it.
If anybody else has any ideas, I love initials and names and things like that. But I got to tell you, we're talking about strange stories.
Yeah.
This is, we're going back 9/11. That's going back a little bit. But a lady in New Jersey sent a $5 donation in an envelope to Dr. Schuler at the Hour Power in California.
Mm-hmm.
And about 4 days after the 9/11 tragedy, a policeman found an envelope on the street in New York City, seared a little bit, but her return address was on it. It was the envelope that was on that airplane, so bringing mail,
Oh,
bringing
my
mail
goodness,
to
bringing the mail
California.
to California.
And the $5 check was still in it. She put the envelope in and she sent it back to Dr. Shooter. Now, you know the chances of that coming out of that airplane.
Slim
only
at night.
Amazing.
Slim at night.
Well, the story.
You know, that's about right. That's about right. The thing about 9/11, and of course, you know, hopefully, and everybody prays that there would never be another 9/11. I travel a lot. Every time I get on a plane, and I got to undress to board that airplane, I want to kick Osama.
I know. Me too.
You know, flying used to be fun. Travel, it is no longer fun. I mean, it is nothing but a chore.
That's right.
To try to
All
get to
because
the
of a very minority
Oh,
people.
that's correct. All because of you know,
A few
basically, a few people. There was a show, and I'm sure you watched it on Discovery, either Discovery or Fox. I forgot which one, about this radical Islamic revolution that's going on. How are they starting with the children?
I know.
4, 5, 6 years old to hate Americans, to hate the Jewish people.
And want to die.
Yeah,
They want to
and
die.
to say, I want to give my life for this cause.
How do you fight people like that,
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know.
Try to eliminate them, I guess.
It's going to take smarter people than me to figure out what to do. But I mean, it's frightening that somebody would hate somebody so much to take a 3, 4, 5-year-old child and start brainwashing them at that age to hate somebody that much.
I know.
You know, how sad.
And those men were driving those airplanes into those buildings, you know, with a smile on their face, probably.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. How sad.
And that,
you know, I mean,
when
it's
they brought
just...
that one down out in the field out there, that was amazing, you know.
Got a couple more calls. Look at here. Mo called? Mo's in his shed making coffee this morning bright and early.
Mo Bolot. Boy, he's an email man, too.
Oh, I'm telling you, happy birthday to, is it Dane Clement? Dana Clement, Recreation Director here in the city, and also happy birthday, Craig Melanson, Chief of Police. Happy birthday Sunday. Boy, I tell you, Craig's a cool customer. He's a good chief, man. Just never see him lose his cool. You know, keeps calm and the whole bit.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Dana Clement. Of course, Dana's husband George was a manager at Walmart. He just retired recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Dana's our recreation director. Dana, hope you have many more.
She's fine.
Chief Melanson for Sunday. Hope you have many more. And happy birthday from the staff and Gibbons and myself here at Oldie 640
You're right about
KTIB.
that.
Yeah, talking about 9/11. That was seemed like a long time ago.
I know.
Looks like it happened just yesterday. Huh?
It's amazing.
Where were you?
Huh?
Where were you when it
For
happened?
9/11, where was I? I was standing in line at the bank making a deposit for the band. I was the treasurer of the E.D. White band. Who's that band director with that? I forgot his last name. Tim, somebody, Tim.
Robichaux.
Robichaux, that's right, Tim Robichaux. I'm so proud of Tim, the band,
He's
E.D.
doing a
White's
great job.
fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
fantastic.
I was right next door in the dialogue room doing a dialogue show, and
Oh, you were there?
yeah, we were here, and Walker Shane, who now works for another radio station, came running in. He says, "You're not going to believe this. They just flew a plane into the World Trade Center." I said, "Man, you got to be crazy."
Somebody
He said,
made a
"No, it's
mistake,
on the
huh?"
news." Yeah, I said, "You must have heard wrong." He said, "No, I'm serious. Yeah, we're right here when it happened."
Horrible. That and
Just
Katrina really brought us down, but we're going to pull out of this, but it's always the fear that it could happen again. Just like Katrina.
Yeah,
There's a fear it's going to happen again, maybe.
You know, we will probably, even if we live to be 100, we will probably never see anything like Katrina again. But that's the reality.
That's right.
But the perception is it could happen this year. You know, I mean, that's...
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I think once it happens...
Come June the 1st, it could happen at any time. And yet last year we had none.
Yeah,
None
you
at
know,
all.
thank goodness. I mean, it gave the poor people in the New Orleans and Slidell and Mississippi Gulf Coast area a chance to get back on their feet. But wow, you know, what a horrible thing. And of course, and you and I are gonna have to get together and do a show on it one day.
Yeah,
we were
right.
there with the company I work for with Sunshine. We were there day one after the storm, and I'll tell you, some of the things that we saw and some of the things that we had to do the days immediately following the storm
There's
was
so much good stuff that's not related. You know, trying to blame somebody. They're always trying to blame somebody for something else.
Absolutely.
People
They got good people
they sure do.
in this world, and there's good people in South Louisiana, and there's good people in Thibodeau.
Too
and
much
New Orleans,
hatred everywhere.
Yeah. But you know what? the world goes on, and
That's
somehow God's going to provide. Anyway,
That's right.
Sylvia Bolton called. Mark is still in the service, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. All right. Sylvia said, welcome back. We're glad to be back, Sylvia. Guy and Clarice Gotro called in for us, Gibbons.
Oh, yeah.
Said, okay, Rachel, and I can't read Linda's writing one. Is it Sharin? Linda, I'll get her in here in a minute. That's our first name to the list, so we want to make sure that we keep this young lady in her thoughts, in our thoughts and in our prayers as we go about our daily routine. Because let me tell you, today's fighting force is all voluntary.
I know. That's right.
You know,
People don't realize that.
unbeknownst, like when we were going in there to push, pull, and drag us in there, all this military is voluntary, and what a force it is, and these are truly America's finest.
Absolutely.
Truly America's finest. Absolutely, no question about it.
But I write a lot of letters, and I wrote to the President, Secretary of Defense, and 20 senators. I heard from one. I heard from two, Vitta and Landrieu. All they got to do is find out who's making those bombs.
That's correct.
And this morning they found out. They found a bomb preparatory station outside of Baghdad where they make these bombs that they could find. What would the terrorists have if they didn't have
nothing?
Suicide bombs. They'd have nothing.
That's right.
Except the desire to die.
Yeah.
And
desire to die.
Yeah, desire to die, and a few rifles.
You mentioned you wrote to the president.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a reply?
Sometimes I do.
You do? You wrote him more than once?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Gibbons writes to everybody. I got 2 beautiful Christmas cards from him.
You're kidding.
You know, he reads out. He got an email address too. The Pope too. By the way, I want to tell you.
You know the Pope too?
Yeah. The Wednesday after the Pope was consecrated, he opened his website. www.benedict.com. He got 250,000 emails that day, and mine was in there. I don't think he read it.
What? He must have I mean, he's got to have.
Well,
there's got to be like a control room or something where they decipher all of that
it
stuff.
must be.
Huh?
Yeah, probably hundreds of Italian girls, you know. But it's amazing what the email can do. It just brought the world together. And the cell phone. We got to talk about cell phones. You know, did I tell you about that lady in England that bought a small cell phone for her daughter for Christmas?
No.
And Christmas morning she couldn't find it. So they went to another telephone and rang it. It rang inside the dog. The dog
swallowed it?
What do you think that dog thought when he heard that telephone? The veterinarian took an x-ray and said it was going to pass, and 2 weeks later it passed.
I lost mine last night. I had to ring it to find the dog. I think it was locked in my truck. I lose it all the time.
Me too. They're wonderful things, but they're small and they're easy to lose, you know.
Well, I tell you, this is truly the age of communication, instant communication. Like you said, you love to write letters. People 30 years ago used to write letters to each other. Now it's emails and phone and cell phones.
And you can every day, any time of the day, you can call anybody in the world.
Worldwide.
On your cell phone.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's just the technology.
And now they have the little one with the television screen and a camera, all in one thing. You can watch a movie. I wouldn't want to watch a movie in that.
Let me tell you, you can't buy I don't think you can buy a cell phone today without a camera. It looks like that's the trend.
Yeah.
Rockin' Randall's got one without a camera. Anyway, I don't want to know how to work this thing.
No, neither me.
You know, that's just good to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
You know? I do not want to know how to work this camera on this phone.
Neither me. I don't want all of that, no.
And I don't want anybody else that I'm talking to know how to work theirs either.
Yeah, that's right. But it sure has saved a lot of lives.
It has. Yeah.
It might be a pesky. If you drive around Thibodeau, 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5 people are going to have talking on that phone in a car, and that's dangerous.
You bet.
And it's caused but it's also saved thousands of lives.
Yep.
People drive off the road into the swamp, and nobody knows they're there. They pick up the
pick up the phone.
Here's where I am. Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
And we used to use it to keep track of the kids, but they got smart and turned them off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we didn't know where they were. I said, "Why? Oh, but my cell phone didn't work. Oh, what battery was dead?" I said, "Yeah, right." But anyway.
You know, the strangest hotel used to be in this spot. The strangest hotel.
Right here?
Right here. It was called the strangest hotel. I think it was like $1.50 a night. They had one toilet, and you know everybody used. One bed, strangest hotel.
Right here where the
we're
station
going to talk a little bit more next time about the history of this building right here. This is a fabulous.
Yeah, we could probably
building.
spend an hour on this. I'll let you do that next time.
Yeah.
Time flew by. Listeners, it's 7:56 here at Oldie 640 KTIB.
Huh?
Yeah, just about time to go. Been chatting with Gibbons. Phone's been ringing off the wall this morning. Listeners, I'm glad you're back.
They're back.
Glad to have you back. Continue to call, because you know what? Between you and the person that sits across the desk from me and all of you people out there that listen to us, we all family. And we always got to talk.
We always love it.
We always got to talk. So
don't forget the gumbo starts in a few minutes.
St. Joseph's gumbo this morning. St. Joseph's gumbo this morning, seafood gumbo. And then Monday, St. John's Episcopal chicken and sausage gumbo.
man.
I could eat gumbo
Me
5
too.
days
Me
a week.
too.
You know.
I'm a gumbo
Wow,
freak,
me
boy.
too, man. I love to cook it. I love to eat it. It's just a good Cajun dish. It's
It
a little
sure
bit
is.
of everything.
A little bit
You
of
know, and it don't have to be perfected. I mean, anybody can
Yeah.
make a good gumbo and cook a good gumbo. Listeners, thanks for listening this morning. Gibbons, thanks for being
My
with me.
pleasure.
I enjoyed it. In fact, I
Anytime.
need to get with you. I think I'm going to be out of town one day next week.
Send me know.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd
Sure.
appreciate you taking my place. Anyway.
Uh,
If there's a topic you'd like to hear about or anyone you'd like to hear from, give us a call here at Odie 640. We'll be happy to do our best to get that person, that subject, and that topic on the air for you. Happy birthday to Michelle Boudreau Sunday. Happy birthday to the Chief, Craig Melanson Sunday. Happy birthday to Dana Clement. Happy birthday to Yaki Bernard, 80 years old. Happy birthday to Captain Al Robichaux. Happy birthday to my son-in-law, Chris Jackson. Thanks for letting us into your lives this morning. Seriously, we appreciate it tremendously. May God bless you today. May you have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow. No, we'll see you Monday at 7 o'clock here at the new Oldie 640 KTIB in downtown Thibodaux in our brand new studio. Have a great day. Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Hey, that's Odette.
Oh, Lord, Sharon.
Yeah,
How you do?
I'm good.
Good.
Dad. I just love having your back, huh?
It's good to be back.
It's so good to hear your voice and hear all the people that call and talk with y'all and the smart people y'all put on the app.
I know. They got some smart people in this area, huh?
Oh, sure. And it keeps you up on what's going on, you know? Now, I thank y'all. I don't know who bought that station there, KTIB, but I thank them with the bottom of my heart.
I tell you what, I'm sure he would greatly, greatly appreciate you hearing that. I guarantee
Yeah. And Roy, too. Roy.
it.
He,
How's Roy doing?
Oh, sure. He's doing good. But look, he had some little headache there a while back. We had to pass him with some tests at the hospital.
Uh-huh.
But they passed the test, they scanned his head, and the doctor said, don't worry, there's nothing in there. I told him, I could have told you that.
You
but I
knew
was
that.
mad. Yeah, and he's 65. I gave him a good birthday surprise party there.
Oh,
He was surprised. And, you know, they told me, they said, you got to keep your marriage 42 years, you know, we got, and keep your marriage alive, you know. So I told him, one night I bought me a little nightgown, you know, cute, and he come home, and I said, look, Dad, you could tie me up, you could do anything you want. He tied me up, he went by the bar. I said, oh, what's wrong with that? What's that? I don't understand the man. Well, look, y'all have a good day. Me and Joyce, we gonna go there one
yeah,
time
we
if
need to
y'all
talk
let us.
about the farmer's market.
Yeah, if y'all let.
Yeah, we're going to let. You know we're going to let.
Oh, tell Rocky and Randy I love the music.
Okay,
Don't stop.
All right.
Okay, well, y'all, bye.
Thank you for calling.
Okay, bye.
I'm going to regroup for a minute. General Manager Linda just walked in the house. We're going to take a short break. We're going to be right, we're going to be right back. I got to regroup after that. We'll be right back here at Oldie 640 KTIB.